What's going on, YouTube? Claykeysalt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius trial guide, this time for the March of the Beasts. We're going to be fighting a lot of rounds here, and I want to make sure you guys know what you're doing when we get in here, okay? So the reward for Trial of the Beasts is called Demon Mail. It's a heavy armor that gives attack 10 and defense 55. Now, this is going to take the place of the Tiger Belt, or the Black Belt Gi, or whatever, excuse me, Tiger Mask, not Tiger Belt, and Black Belt Gi, excuse me, is the chest piece for people who can wear heavy armor. It's very, very good. Gilgamesh was looking for something like this, so if you guys have Gilgamesh, that's where mine's going to be going. Let's talk about the items you want to take in this fight, guys. I'm going to be taking Ether, Turbo Ether, Phoenix Down, Elixir, Antidote, and Eye Drops, okay? There is Poison in here, there is Blind in here, and sometimes you can't be casting Asuna or, you know, Comeback or whatever it's called, the COD ability. So you want to make sure that you have these available for you, and as you can see later in this video, since I've already recorded the fight that I did, I forgot to bring Eye Drops and it becomes a problem, so be sure you guys do that. Let's talk about the team I use here. Again, this is my free-to-play build team. There's no TMs here. This is just what I'm working with. So we are going to use Rain, who's going to be like our damage-dealing support unit. Rain is amazing. He just got a 6-star, and I have him all the way to 100 now. We're going to be using Rain for his full break capabilities and his ability to buff every element, or not every element, excuse me, every stat on the team. So Rain's going to be in there. Next up is Call of Duty, Cloud of Dankness. Going to be a damage dealing support again. Not really here for much damage dealing, to be honest, guys. More so here to do a little bit of damage supplementing, and then be here for the Omnivel portion. So you do want a little bit of damage. There are some humans in here you can do some really good damage to, but the Omnivel and the AoE Asuna is pretty much what she's here for. Moving on next, we're going to take Cecil with us. He's our tank. He's our boy. Kiraja is really where it's at, and his Limit Burst is also going to help us a lot when we need to do buffing. Next up is Refia we're going to use. Refia is amazing because she is really great. We are going to need a heal. Not a heal. Of course we're going to need a heal. We're going to need a raise in this fight. There is a boss. We're going to have to raise him up, take him down, really one-shot easy mode. And then we're going to want to use things like Asuna and Kiraja, things like that. So I've chosen Refia here. And then our other damage dealer is going to be X-Death for his dual black magic cast, Meteor, and his ability to dual black magic cast and Osmos gives us the power to be able to, you know, make as much out of our mana as possible, because this is a 9-round fight, guys, so it's going to be really tough on you. You're going to have to be watching out for your MP and HP, and that's why we're taking a Noctis friend with us, guys. If you guys have a Noctis friend, it's going to make this fight way easier. If you don't, find a Noctis friend, guys. That's the way I'm going to say it, man. That's how I want to beat it. Noctis is just going to bring so much to your party and your teams. He's going to bring the MP and HP recovery per turn. He's going to bring his self-sustaining HP and MP recovery, and he's just going to bring a buttload of damage, guys. So that's the team comp. Now we're going to get into each round. I'm going to show you guys how I beat it, and then general strategies for it. Real quick, we're in round 1 here, guys. We're going to go against Killer Mantis and Belmadar. Belmadar is resist to lightning, and then the Killer Mantis is weak to fire. These are the key notes here. Not that tough of a fight. Strategy is just to nuke them both down with fire spells, and then full break both if you need to. Essentially, I wouldn't do it because you're wasting mana. So let's get into the fight and show you guys how I took them down. What's going on, guys? We are now into round 1, and it's going to be kind of easy. What we want to do here is just AoE flame damage, because the Killer Mantis is actually weak to fire. So we're going to have our Noctis go ahead and use Fire Flask, and then everybody else is just going to auto attack. You could full break, etc., but we want to save mana, and we want to start building limit burst gauges, so we're just going to auto attack with everybody else. This is pretty much, the beginning fight right here is pretty easy, on top of the fact that Noctis is, because you're going to take a Noctis friend, I hope you guys have one out there, that's what I'm going to choose to do. Fire Flask is really OP in this trial, very, very strong, one of the most strong abilities in the game right now, so we're going to go and do the same thing we just did, guys. Fire Flask, and then auto with everyone else, build up limit burst gauges, and we should be close to winning the fight no matter, so right there, boom, it's over. So, having a really strong Noctis friend can help you out there. If you don't kill it that fast, obviously it's still not that hard, they don't do that much damage, just chain your fire or your other attacks, things like that, and get through it. So that's the end of round 1. On to round 2, guys, you'll be going against Ochu and Micro Ochu. These guys are really easy too. Base strategy is they're weak to fire, do fire damage to them. It's kind of going to be a repeating thing going on between rounds 1 through 3, but just want to make sure you guys know that so you have the information. Moving on to round 2, we're fighting Ochu, this big guy. He has a lot of health here, so I am going to full break him, undermine him with Rain. Go ahead and undermine him, and then I'm going to have Noctis do the same thing he did last turn with the Fire Flask. Now, the good thing about Noctis here, guys, he's going to be really strong throughout this fight, is that he can do HP and MP recovery to everybody every turn, so he puts that buff on you, so your whole team's getting HP and MP recovery, and MP is a big deal in this fight, on top of the fact that he can use his Warp Break ability, or his Warp Point, excuse me, where he goes in the air, gets his HP and MP back up, so he's like a self-sustaining self-team sustaining unit, so he's just actually insane. And everybody else is just going to auto-attack here after we do this. We can actually know what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have our boy Architeuth cast Meteor, and then we're going to have him cast Osmos. And the reason we want him to do that is his MP will go down and use Osmos, and it'll go back up, so that's pretty good there. So we'll go ahead and do this with everybody else, see how this fight goes on. And Flame Flask obviously also, or Fire Flask obviously also puts on a bunch of status elements, so that's always good. But there you go. There was the end of round 2. Not that rough, not too bad. Again, the strategy is just fire AoE damage and the full break Ochu. Round 3, again, is just not that big of a deal. You'll be facing 4 different enemies, 3 of them being pretty much the same enemy, just different colors. Roper, weak to fire. The yellow is weak to lightning. The green is weak to blizzard and to fire. And then the red is resist to fire. Even though the red is resist to fire, we're still just going to use our fire spells here because we're knocking 2 resistant downs in 1 hit. So we're trying to get rid of Roper as soon as possible. And then Roper could be full broke, so that's what we're going to do. Round 3, and we see here we're fighting the Roper. Now, this is the same strategy as I've been telling you guys for the first 3 rounds. We're just looking to conserve MP again and do fire AoE damage. Now, I know that the red marshmallow does resist fire damage, but we have 2 units here that have fire down, resist, take more damage from fire, so that's what we're going to end up doing here. On the Roper, we're going to go ahead and undermine him, take him down a notch, break down his other elements. Then we're going to go ahead and have Noctis do Fire Flask, and then next turn, he's looking like he's running kind of low on mana. We're probably going to end up having him use his jump ability so he can have his mana back up. That's always good here. And we're going to do double Meteor because we're going to be able to use Osmos the next turn anyway. So boom, boom, and everybody else auto attacks to build up a Limit Burst, guys. Because the first 3 turns is like, in my opinion, you just have to be smart with your MP and then also build up your Limit Burst for later fights. So as you can see, we're taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. Nothing crazy here. And then, our boy Rain, boom, 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 just taking him out. So now we're going to go ahead and use our jump ability with Noctis. As you can see here, it will be called Point Warp. You're going to use that, I guess we'll use it on the red marshmallow. Jump in the air. Boom, he's going to recover his MP, and he's almost back to full. I actually am going to have Cecil use Karaja, just so we're full for the next fight. Not too bad anyway. We can waste a little bit of MP here. Architeuth is going to cast Dual Black Magic Meteor first, and then Osmos, in order to take back some of that mana. And then that's how it's going to go here, so that's how it'll be. So then we'll just auto-attack with everybody else. Boom, 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 boom. The one thing is that, yeah, he does cast Osmos off of it, so now he's back to full mana. I think this is going to clear out everyone if it doesn't kill the red marshmallow. Oh, it didn't even kill the yellow jelly either, so then we're going to have Noctis come down, kill off that guy. Go ahead and use Karaja again to have Architeuth up to full, just in case for the next fight, and then we're going to go ahead and just kill this guy off. So we're going to use Raging Fist, we'll use Meteor into Osmos again to make sure he has full mana, and we can do a Barrage here just to make sure we kill him off. And we'll auto-attack with Refia. Nothing too bad, nothing too hard yet. I wonder if this will even kill off the yellow jelly, to be honest. We might have to wait for another turn with Noctis. Let's see. Barrage, Barrage. Barrage is actually doing a lot of damage, but it really didn't finish the job here. So we'll have Noctis go ahead and finish it off easily with... we'll use Warp Break just to make sure it goes down, so... And then we'll auto-attack with everybody else. You want to get those auto-attacks in anyway, to make sure you get the Limit Burst Crystal. So, yeah, that was round 3. Nothing too tough. It takes a couple more turns, but again, it's all about getting to this next round with having your team being full HP and as close to full MP as you can. On to round 4, and this is when things get a little more tough, guys. We'll be going against a Flamesblade and a Hell's Rider. Essentially, the Hell's Rider's not that big of a deal. Weak to fire, weak to dark, if you guys want to hit him up for some elemental weaknesses. But Flamesblade's the guy you're going to have trouble with. You can blind and paralyze him to, neutralize him a little bit. He's weak to ice, but he is resistant to fire, so you can't really just chain fire to hit him both. He does have this ability that instant KOs. It has a 30% chance to everyone, and I think it's at his 25% health mark, somewhere around and through there. So that's the big mechanic of this fight we have to look out for. I would say the strategies here is full break Flamesblade and nuke him before he can do his KO ability. So essentially get him down right before he does his threshold and then take him out before he can do it. And then you can just full break Hell Rider and kill him off easily, so that's not big of a deal. So let's see it in action. So now we're on to round 4, and this is when things get a little tough. We are against Hell Rider and Flamesblade, and the main key point in this fight, kill the Flamesblade off first in my opinion, but be careful of his AoE KO ability. I think it's a 30% chance to KO your people, and I think he does it at around 25% HP threshold. So if you're getting anywhere close to that, you want to try to nuke him down so he can't do it. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use some buffs. So we're going to go ahead and have Refia cast Embolden on our team, buff us up so we can do more damage. Rain is going to do his Undermine on the Flamesblade because it can be full broken down. Cloud of Darkness is going to use Call of the Void, doing the maximum single target damage she can do, and also Flamesblade is a human, so that's good. And we'll use Provoke on our Cecil to pull the damage. Exteth is going to do double Meteor because we have full mana and we can wait to Osmos later. And Noctis is going to go ahead and do the Warp Break because it is the most damage. He does single targets. So, well, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do Flame Strike and Fire Flask, excuse me, so we can try to blind and other status elements our dudes down. So that actually seems smarter though. So that's what we'll do here. We'll see how much damage we do. See if we get any status elements on the Flamesblade. So we're getting close to that 25% threshold, but I do believe that we will be able to. So he buffed himself too. Did he buff himself? Yeah, so he buffed himself. It looks like he boosts his attack and magic. So in this case, we can go ahead and use Refia's Dispel to make sure we get that off of him. But I think he's going to die, but just in case he doesn't, use Dispel. Get rid of that buff there. Then we're going to have to full break him again because it's going to get rid of all the other status elements, right? Besides the disease, yeah. So we'll go ahead and full break him again. No big deal. We just don't want him to have that buff just in case he lives. Use Call the Void. Exteth is going to do Meteor into Osmos to get his mana back from Flamesblade before he goes down. And then we're going to go ahead and just do Warp Break to do as much damage as possible. Cecil over here is just going to sit down. And what can he do? Well, let's look at our team, see if anybody's running low mana. So Cloud of Darkness will be running low mana. So now that Cecil has Provoke, let's go ahead and use a, I guess we can use a Turbo Ether on her. Not first. First, we're going to do this. So we're going to go boop, boop, boop. And then once she uses the mana, we'll use the Turbo Ether to get her back up to full health. So the Flame Swordsman is dead. The Flamesblade, I want to call him Flame Swordsman from Yu-Gi-Oh! Joey Wheeler, shout out there. Dude, that Hell Rider is so big, he's like going off the screen. You can't even see the top of him to see what status elements he has. So we'll go ahead and look there and see what's going on with him. Lower attack, lower defense, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and full break him anyway to get rid of everything else. Noctis is going to use his jump ability here in order to get back his HP and MP. Not too big of a deal, but the Hell's Rider actually doesn't do that much damage to you. And, you know, that's good for us. Is all of our limit bursts up besides Noctis? Yeah. So we don't really have to worry about attacking here. We're going to defend to save damage and use double Meteor with our Exteth here to do some damage here. And then we're going to just defend and go ahead and do it like this. Wait for Noctis to come down and do the bad boy damage. Because essentially what we're doing here is we're building a team around Exteth and Noctis to be our damage dealers and everybody else supporting them. So yeah, so he's going to use Silver Lance. Again, not that much damage. Doesn't really do much. Noctis comes down and hits him pretty hard. And so here we're just going to go ahead and I'm actually going to use Barrage. We are pretty high up on mana with her. We'll do our whole trick with the Meteor and then Osmos again. Refia and Cecil. I'm going to have Cecil go ahead and cast Kiraja. He has a lot of mana and I want Cecil to be at full health. Rain can actually just Raging Fist. It's only 3 mana. It's fine. So boom, 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 boom. Again, always make sure you cast Meteor before Osmos so you can get the maximum amount of MP back that you can get. Next turn, this Hell's Rider will die. You could be with Cloud of Darkness here. Hell's Rider is a human, a lot of damage, and she can do dark damage, which he is immune down to. But I just want to save the Cloud of Darkness mana for things like Omniveil. Call of the Void is 45. Omniveil is 53. So we want to kind of save our mana here. So not just being at full mana, we're going to use Warp Break, and then Exteth is just going to go ahead and use his Osmos didn't work. If his Osmos didn't work here, guys, actually that's fine. I'll just auto attack with him. Excuse me. I'll auto attack with him, and then I'll have Rain cast a Turbo Ether on him. I guess I'd already Osmos before. Sometimes I make mistakes like that. So we'll Turbo Ether here. We'll actually Ether also because we don't really need to do anything else. And then we will hit him up with this and see if that kills him off. If that doesn't kill him off, then we'll do something it does. So we'll get our auto attacks in here too to build up Noctis' Limit Burst gauge, which takes forever to build up. So that was the end of round 4. Not too difficult. You just have to avoid the one mechanic of the Flamesman, like the Flamesblademan dude. You have to avoid his mechanic of doing the KOs because he can 30% KO your whole team, and if that procs a bunch of times, it's going to be trouble for you. Now we're on to round 5, and we're going to be fighting the Kraken. Unleash the Kraken, and pretty easy for sure if you have Noctis. If you don't, you're really going to use some kind of AoE blinding ability, some kind of AoE, disablement. He can be blind, like I said. He has a bunch of tentacles that can be taken down. Weak to lightning, weak to fire, but resists earth and resist full breaks. You're not going to be able to full break at least the head part of it. And again, he can blind all of you too with an attack, so be careful of that. Our strategy going in is we're going to use abilities to either at least lower the attack of the tentacles or blind them, chain fire or lightning for maximum damage to kill all the tentacles off and the head, and then use elemental ice ice buff or focus because he does do some ice damage to you. So let's get into it. So here we are in round 5, and we're against the Kraken with a bunch of tentacles. As you can see, there are a bunch of different parts. We're going to focus, just put our cursor on the head, because essentially we're going to try to AoE burst this guy down. We cannot use Rain's ability, sadly, to full break, as he has resist. So we're going to use his leadership ability to buff up our stats here. Then we're going to have Refia go ahead and, I guess, defend, because she can't really do much else. Cecil's going to use the ability Provoke. Noctis is actually here because we're at the beginning of the... Actually, we're going to use Fire Flask, but I'll tell you something else you can do too. Because the reason we want to use Fire Flask is, 1, they're all resist down to fire. 2, we want to put as much status elements as we can on. If we can blind them, if we can confuse them, things like that, it's going to be great for us. Refia will go ahead and defend, and Xteth's going to do his double meteor to do maximum damage here. Fire chaining here, you may think, well, why aren't you fire chaining? I think meteor in the end is better, and it's kind of hard to chain with Noctis's abilities anyway, so we want to make sure it's a for sure thing. Cloud of Darkness, we could cast Omniveil, but I don't think we need it. He can Blizzaga chain or Blizzard chain us 3 times in a row, and it does mad damage, but at this point I don't really think it's too much worth it, so we'll just use the ability Barrage. So here we're set up really good. Rain will buff us up. Cecil will cast Provoke. Refia is not doing much of anything, and everybody else is going to do some mad damage. So as you can see, AoE blind, confuse, you know, silence. We hit him with a lot of status elements, which is always really great to do. And so we're kind of safe in a way. We have paralyzed blind on a lot of these people, so he's going to slap us around and get some hits on us. But now you can see, not that big of a deal. So we'll go ahead and use Kiraja here. And this is the point I was talking about, is that I want to cast the ability Cover. And this is the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons, if not on the plentiful reasons that Noctis is OP here, is that this is going to allow us to get our MP back slowly on everybody we need it on and get our HP back each turn. So we're going to go ahead and cast that. Rain is going to use a Turbo Ether on himself. Not too big of a deal here. Cecil can go ahead and see what Cecil wants to do. Cecil is going to cast an Ether on Rain because he doesn't really need to be doing anything else. COD can cast... You know what? I'm going to Thundaga with... Nah, let's see. That's a lot of mana too. Well, 16 is... I think I'm going to Thundaga with COD, to be honest, and see what kind of damage we can do. And then we're going to cast Dual Black Magic again. I know I keep repeating this, but it's always good for you guys to know. Meteor and Osmos, do it on the main head there, and boom, boom. And then once you Osmos from the main head, you can Osmos from one of the tentacles too, and that would be alright to do also. So, as you can see here, see that these turns are just so weird once you status elements the crap out of these. Let's say you didn't have a Noctis. You could always do COD's ability, where is it at? I think it's called Aura Ball. Yeah, reduce attack and silence all enemies. So at least you're reducing the attack on all the tentacles also, so that's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and do... She does have Osmos, right? So if we ever need mana with her, we're going to go ahead and cast Barrage just for the hell of it. Rain is going to do his Limit Burst. Xteth is going to do double Meteor. Yep, Meteor. Noctis is going to do Fire Flask to keep up the... We're just going to defend with these two, but to keep up the status elements. So boom, boom, boom. Get in there, hit him. So this, as you can see, this fight is taking a while, but the cool thing is we have cover Noctis' ability on, so we're getting that MP and that HP back at the end of each round too. So now we've knocked out all the tentacles and it's just the head. Too bad he's paralyzed, he can't do anything. Okay, I'm dumb. So we're going to use Noctis' jump attack to get him back to full MP. And be aware of, always be aware of our HP and MP again, guys. Rain's going to use his Raging Fist. Cloud of Darkness will... Actually, you know what? Rain will not use his Raging Fist. We'll use his Lava Floor ability. No, we're not. Sorry about that. We're going to use Raging Fist. I think he's resist to Earth damage, but also weak to Fire damage, but it's Fire and Earth damage, so I don't really want to mess with that too much. We'll go ahead and use Barrage. Xteth's going to do... Well, I kind of messed up here with Xteth, but that's alright. We'll do Meteor, and then Refia is just going to heal. Or not heal, but defend, and then we'll Provoke with Cecil. So there we go. Here's our turn. Not too bad, not too bad. So Noctis again, full health, full mana. That's what we want to see. Everybody else pretty much is close to full mana, but COD and Xteth, but that's alright. They'll be building up their mana soon. And he comes down and does a lot of damage. So here, I'm going to go ahead and have Xteth go ahead and sit on the bench for a little bit. He's been doing a lot of damage and things like that. So, and we want to save his MP. So we're going to go ahead and do Raging Fist. COD is just going to, I think, just auto attack, to be honest. And then everybody else is just going to defend, because there's no real reason to do anything else, as we're going to have Noctis carry us, because he is the MP Lord, the MP Battery. He doesn't run out of MP, and he does a lot of damage. So hit him up with our straight Warp Break, see how much damage that does, and see what we have to do. Looks like it's not going to kill him off. So what we can do here is go ahead and use rain, and we just keep going, man. Like, again, this is a really long fight, and I know it's not like I'm repeating myself, but there's not much to say when this stupid Kraken head takes 1,000,000 times to kill. Like, come on, man. I don't think I can Osmos again, but I'm gonna try, honestly. I'm gonna try Osmos and then do a Firaga. And then Cecil's just gonna defend too. Boop, 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 boop. The bad thing about here, though, is we didn't, he's not status element anymore, so he's not, you know, paralyzed. So here he could use that Blizzaga and do a lot of damage to us, possibly killing Exvius. He does it 3 times in a row, which we got lucky and he didn't, which is cool. So that was good. Noctis will go ahead and use Fire Flask just in case we don't kill him off. We have to use a status element, Raging Fist. And I know, guys, you might be like, Click, why aren't you chaining so much? Well, it's like, in the end, I'm just, again, trying to conserve mana the most as possible. And that was the end of round 5. That stupid Kraken head takes forever to take down. But if you do what I just did and follow those, like, steps, you want to make sure you're constantly bringing up your mana and HP again. And then you can move on through these levels and have a lot of fun. So let's move on to the next round. So for this next part, guys, it's going to be self-explanatory, and I'll just let you enjoy the meme, guys. And this round's just a joke, okay? It's just a joke. Oh, no, it's a Terror Knight. Oh my god, he's so powerful, he has so much health. What are we gonna do? Oh my god, how do we ever defeat him? No, god, no, everybody run. Oh, he's dead. GG? GG, Nori? GG? Alright, so we're at battle 7 out of 9, round 7, and we're going to be going against Chimera and an Antlion. In this order, I think I would go with Chimera first and then Antlion, just to get the Chimera out of the way, because he can do some bukus of damage. The Chimera resists fire, lightning, and ice, and it does ice and water attacks to you, while the Antlion can be blind, sleep, or confused. So that's a way you can take, you know, advantage of the Antlion. Can also be full broken, weak to water, and resist earth. And then the big thing the Antlion does is a huge earth attack that takes everybody really low. I think 99% of their health is gone when he does cast that. I wouldn't use any elemental resist and until the Chimera's dead, and then you can just burn away the Antlion all you want to. You want to buff up your spirit and your elemental buffs so that you can stay away from, like, you know, just getting one shot by the Chimera and the Antlion doing their moves together. You know, want to make sure your spirit's up to avoid the magic damage killing you. And then again, the Antlion can be full broken. The Chimera cannot. So without further ado, here's the battle live. Here's the battle live. So onto the round with the Chimera and the Antlion. Here it's kind of like a mixed up choice. I am more scared of the Chimera, as the Antlion's biggest attack I think does 99% health damage. You can just heal it back up. Can't really like kill you off. Whereas Chimera can really mess you up. So that's what I'm going to go for here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use one of my limit bursts, and it's going to be Cecil's limit burst. Boost all attack, defense, and spirit, because I want my spirit up and my attack and defense at the same time. So we're going to use that limit burst there. We're going to go ahead and use our boy here, Rain, to break down the Antlion, full break him. Now you can't full break Chimera, and you don't want to be casting elemental damage abilities here. I am going to cast Omniveil with COD in order to make sure that our element resists are up, so we don't take too much damage from these guys, because they both have elemental damaging abilities in earth and then water and ice, so we want to make sure those are up. Refia, our girl Refia, what can you do here? Honestly, you can just cast a Turbo Ether if you want. So cast Turbo Ether on our COD, bada bing, bada boom. Noctis is going to cast Comeback, and I know that sounds really weird, like, why are you doing that? But we're not going to be able to one-shot or two-shot anybody here. It's going to take a bit, so might as well get that going to get our MP back. And then Exvius, our glorious Exvius, is casting Double Meteor to try to do as much damage as possible, which is awesome because it's non-elemental, and Chimera won't get pissed because you're casting elements on him, and, you know, it has like 100% resist to fire, lightning, and ice, so... So there we go, just some auto attacks. We got damage warp in there, which is just OP. Double damage, yeah, I forgot double damage warp. So we're just going back up to full health. So now we're going to go ahead and heal with our Refia, because, you know, again, this fight's going to go on for a while. I want to be careful of that. We're going to have Cecil use Provoke. Excuse me, sorry, I'm kind of lost in what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a couple turns ahead here. Cloud of Darkness is going to use Barrage. Easy money, easy life. We're going to use, I know this is going to sound weird, but we're going to use a Turbo Ether on our Exvius here, because we need to assuredly make sure he can use Osmos there, and I think I miscalculated that. And then we're just going to use War Break on the Chimera here. We want to kill the Chimera first. Then we're going to go into Dual Black Magic Cast, Meteor, and then Osmos. So easy. So boom, boom, boom. Let's see what happens. A lot of the time, it's just like a waiting game to see what abilities they're going to cast, to be honest. But, you know, we're doing a lot of good damage to him. A lot of good damage to the Chimera, not too bad. The one turn that'll be really rough is if, like, the Antlion cast his, like, AoE, like... Oh, okay, so also a thing here, I forgot about this. You can get poisoned and blind, I think, in this fight, so you want to be aware of that. It's not that huge of a deal. You can use abilities like Comeback or Refia's Asuna, and as you can see, only one person is affected by it, so I'm just going to use Asuna. We're going to go ahead and cast Double Meteor with Exdeath, and then we're going to end up having to Osmos off of the Antlion here in a minute. COD will cast Barrage. Our boy Rain is going to be ready for next turn to cast his leadership ability, and Noctis is just going to do Warp Break again. He has enough mana to do his jump next turn. What is Cecil doing here? Does he have Provoke? I'm waiting to see. I guess I actually can hold on him and see. Do you have Provoke up, buddy? Yeah, you do. Okay, so I guess you could cast Kiraja to make sure everybody's up in mana and health, and then you get your mana back anyway. So bing, 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 bing. I always go in, like, people hit repeat and stuff like that, but when I'm in these trials that take forever and you don't want to go back through and do it all again, I always want to be 100% sure on what I'm doing and try to think ahead of time. I think here we're going to maybe see some big damage. Let's see. Okay, we had all our buffs on, so it wasn't that big. I was like, here comes the big daddy damage. It's like, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Kiraja here with, I think, let's see. Does anybody have any status elements on them? No. So we're going to use Kiraja with Refia. We'll have Rain cast his buff on us, which is the leadership ability. Boom. It's a lot of mana, but it's definitely worth it. We'll have Noctis do his whole Warp Break again. He's not exactly to the point to where he's going to need to do his jump yet. Cloud of Darkness is going to cast Barrage. And we'll just go ahead and get preemptively ready with another Provoke with Cecil. And then we're going to do our Meteor and then Osmos off of the Antlion here. So, boop, 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 boop. Not a big deal, not a big deal. Doing all the damage. Oh, yeah, I want to put it on him to see how low we get him. Oh, he's not that low. Uh-oh. I guess it's not really that bad. Aquabeth Frost now. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. See, Exdeath can just die. Like, they can do so much damage in one turn that they can just kill people off. But it's cool because we do have full life on Refia, which makes it amazing to do. So we'll full life here. We'll go ahead and do Cecil's Kiraja. We'll do Rain. We'll do a Raging Fist. Cloud of Darkness will do a Omniveil. I think that's a problem. I forgot to Omniveil, actually. So last turn I should have Omniveiled. It fell off. And that's why Exdeath took a fucking beating to the face. So you got to be careful of that. And I actually messed that up, guys. So be sure you guys don't do that. I wasn't thinking of Cloud of Darkness. I was actually just thinking of, like, killing Chimera as fast as possible. So be aware of that. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and select the Chimera and make sure we do everything to Chimera. Hopefully there's nothing too crazy here that really messes us up. We had to send Noctis into the air to recover his MP, honestly, because he's running low. And the turn wasn't that bad. Critical hit! Oh my god! Oh, did I not use Noctis' jump ability? What the hell? Huh. Okay, so we should have used Warp Jump last turn, but that's alright. Now we'll use it. I thought I did. My apologies. I think I was just too into the Cloud of Darkness stuff. Kiraja, because we do have the heal on, and we're going to double Kiraja to make sure that our Cecil doesn't go anywhere. Whoa, Exdeath full mana, that's what I like to see. Double Meteor, baby. So, actually, it wasn't that bad. I don't even know what we did with Noctis last turn. You guys probably tell me in the comments. Totally didn't see what we did. I thought I had him selected on the right move, but apparently not. Dude, we're going to kill, like, the Antlion and the Chimera at the same time. This is, like, not what we want, to be honest, but... Alright, so where are we at right now on our buffs and stuff? So, we still have Omniveil, but I don't think we have the other buffs. No, we do not. So, Rain, you're gonna have to do it again, buddy. Get there and be like, let's go, troops, let's kick their asses. And it's like, yeah, cool, bro. Cool story, bro. Go ahead and use Barrage. We're gonna use Double Meteor again. We haven't used any elixirs this I was gonna say tournament, this battle yet, so that's good for us. Provoke with our Cecil, and then Asuna to get that poison off, because that's gonna last the whole rest of the time in this trial. We don't want to deal with that, to be honest. So, let's see if we can take the Chimera down. I don't know if Exdeath is strong enough. Let's find out. Ooh, it's so close. Come on. COD, finish him. Finish him. Nope. Damn you. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna end up having Exdeath cast Meteor anyway, and I think that will kill that. So we're gonna go ahead and use Warp Break on our... Let me see. Let me check on my MP and my health. You know, actually, I need to put on the comeback again, because... Or cover, excuse me, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure everybody's, you know, healed up and good to go and have enough MP, to be honest. Go ahead and use Kiraja. Just Barrage again, I guess. Raging Fist, which really isn't that big of a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and have Exdeath do it on his own here. Do Double Meteor on his own, I think. See what's up. See if he make sure he kills the Chimera off before I tell Rain what to do. These fights are long, aren't they, guys? They're pretty long, so I'm sorry this is going to be a long video, but I want to make sure I go step by step to show you guys what I'm doing. Is everybody up to full health? I mean, Rain's missing a little bit, so we can cast Kiraja, because he's at full... If you look, Cecil's at full mana. Oh, man. Cecil has poison on him again? Let me antidote that stuff. Never mind. Antidote. Get that poison off of me. I don't like it. I don't like it. Exdeath is really low on mana, along with Cloud of Darkness and Rain, but that's kind of okay, because we have the ability to use elixirs. We have some other ethers. I think we have. Whoa, that's the hard-hitting ability that knocks everybody down really low. So, Noctis is blinded, but Rain can sit here and use. Do we have eye drops on us? Oh, of course I don't. Of course I tell you guys to bring eye drops and I don't. What an idiot. So we'll use Kiraja, double Kiraja to try to get us up as much as possible. We're actually gonna have to use a little MP here because I was stupid enough not to. That's only 20, it's alright. So I was dumb enough not to take eye drops. Remember guys, please take eye drops. I must have ran out and didn't bring them. And then Rain is gonna go ahead and use an elixir on our Exdeath. We want our Exdeath to have full mana. So boom, boom. Boom, come back, get rid of all status elements, which is really just a blind on our Noctis, because we're dumb. We're dumb. And we want kind of like the turn to last another turn, so we're going to defend and go like this. And the reason being is we want to get MP back up on everyone, HP back up on everyone. The poison kind of sucks that we had to deal with here. We got double poison now. But now Noctis is coming down with full MP. We can go ahead and cast Asuna on our Exdeath here, get that off of him, and then just go ahead and complete this fight. And it took a while and we made a couple of mistakes, but that's what I think about having fun about this game. I'm constantly thinking about this fight. Wow, dude, you didn't die? Are you kidding me? Where's this health at? Where's this health at? Somebody call somebody. This is bullshit. Anyway, sorry about that. So we're gonna go and use double Kiraja. Not a big deal. The mana there isn't that big of a deal. The fact he didn't die kind of pisses me off though. And then we're just gonna auto attack with everyone else. Slowly building up Cecil's limit burst bar if we can again. So that'd be nice. But yeah, that's the end of that fight. As you can see, very long, very tedious, but if you know what you're doing, you're going with a strategy, it isn't that bad. So let's move on to the next round. So round 8 of 9, guys, we're almost to the end. Just keep going, you're almost there. We're going to be battling the Wandering One and the Wyvern. The Wandering One is weak to ice, but is fire resist. The Wyvern has an AoE wind attack and is full break resist. You can full break the Wandering One if you want to. You want to target the Wandering One first, in my opinion, as it is the one that you can full break and nuke down really quick. That way you don't have to do too much damage to yourself, things like that, by taking damage from both of them. Spirit buff and elemental buff, again, very important here. They do AoE mad magic damage that has element attached to it, so that's something you want to avoid. Also, guys, in the middle of this video, I'm just going to cut to it and it's going to go through fast. The Wyvern takes forever to kill. It's very tanky, cannot be full broken. So it makes the video go faster. Really quick, whatever, once we get down to just the Wyvern. But other than that, guys, enjoy it, and let's do it. Okay, on to round 8, and this one isn't that bad at all either. It's just strategy. Make sure your buffs are up. Don't do like me and forget to cast Omniveil. So in our first turn, what we're going to do is we're going to use a Limit Break, and we're going to use Noctises. We're going to put our attack, magic, and spirit up. That seems pretty good against these guys. They do have some elemental damages. We'll go ahead and go to, excuse me, go to Exdeath, cast things like Double Meteor that we like to do. Rain is going to full break. I think this guy can be full broken. We'll check it. We're going to take out the Wandering One first. He's kind of like a little biatch, so we're going to take him out first. Cloud of Darkness is going to cast Omniveil. Not too big of a deal. We want to have that buff on his Cecil. We'll cast his Provoke, and then we'll have Refia cast Asuna to get rid of that poison we got from the last round. So boom, 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 boom. So in the end, again, we're going to take out the Wandering One first, and as we saw, it can be full broken. The Dragon, the Wyvern cannot. So you want to take out the Wandering One first, in my opinion. So we just got like flash blinded, which is one of the things that can happen. What's good is we do have COD's comeback. I'm gonna go ahead and use an elixir on COD after I get done using comeback to make sure our mana's all the way up. We want to use Osmos on our Exdeath, in my opinion, because we can utilize the dual black magic cast with it. So that's why I'm doing that. So we're gonna use comeback to get rid of blind and all that kind of stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and use an elixir on COD to get all the MP back, which I know you guys might be like, that's a waste, but for me, that's a win, baby. That's what I want to be doing. Exdeath is going to cast double Meteor again, and the next turn he's going to go ahead and do his Meteor Osmos technique. Does Cecil have Provoke on? I can't remember. Let's check. Nope. And if you guys hear my dog, my apologies. He's barking at something, and I don't know what he's barking at. So, we're going to use Kiraja here. We have a lot of mana. Well, one thing we could do here with our Noctis is go ahead and put Comeback on. But I think I just want to go full throttle and take him out. So we're going to use Provoke, Kiraja, and then Noctis is going to go ahead and go with the Warp Break on the Wandering One. Boom, boom. See how much damage we can do here. Not too bad. I'm looking at our MP bars, not too low. Obviously, the elixirs are being used, and they're kind of a rare commodity in a way, but when you're using them on a trial, I think that's okay. We got to make sure that we keep our elemental resist buffs up, keep provoke up, keep our spirit buffs up, things like that. That's what we wanted to be doing. So XF here is going to cast his dual black magic meteor into Osmos on the wandering one. We're going to cast Kiraja again, because why not? For the Cecil was going to cast Kiraja because I want to make sure everybody's all the way full, and mostly Cecil here because he's the only one taking damage. Noctis is going to go ahead and use, we're going to use Warp Break, but we're going to go into, like, Turtle mode once we only have the Wyvern to make sure our MP's all the way up and everything like that. So that's what we're waiting on. Going to use the ability Raging Fist on our person here, and then we will use, since we're at full health, we'll use Call of the Void, or full MP, excuse me, use Call of the Void for maximum damage. So, as you can see here, we're just going to go ahead and go boop, 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 boop. And hopefully this puts our XF back up to full MP, close to it, as you can see. So you want to use as much MP before the Osmos because it's very rare to be able to use it and things like that. So Needle Breath, I think, is actually a big hitting attack. Yeah, it does some damage, but not too bad as long as we have everything up. Now all of our buffs are gone, right? We have no more buffs. Everything's off. So we got to remember to buff back up, guys. So we're going to go ahead and use Omnivel. We're going to use Cecil's Limit Burst. Now, it's not putting up our magic, but again, it's saving us MP from our rain from having to buff this up. So he's going to use his Limit Burst. We're going to use Kiraja to make sure that we have our health back up. We're going to use Double Meteor because it's awesome and we're at full MP. Noctis again is just going to use Warp Break on this guy. There's no reason not to. And then Rain will do his Raging Fist. So yeah, there we go. So now we have all of our buffs up. We have Spirit buff up. We have defense buff up, and we have Omnivel on. So they really shouldn't be able to do much. And there we go. We took out the good old boy there. Now we only have the Wyvern. So what we want to do now is go ahead and go in Turtle mode, as I want to call it here with Noctis. Do cover, get our MP back up. Have Cecil use the Kiraja to get himself... Actually, I think I need Provoke. Let's check. So we've reached the final part, and again, like I said, I just faded out there thanks to movie magic and sped it up so it didn't have to be forever. We're on the final part, Europa plus 2 Searcher. Things you guys need to know, weak to lightning, weak to water. Again, machines, weak to lightning, weak to water. Resist to wind and earth, and you cannot full break Europa. These Searchers are weak to lightning. They you kind of just want to kill them off with using lightning AoE. They can also be Osmo, so you can get some MP from them. That's something you should look into. So, strategy. Use Lightning Elemental Training for maximum damage. Europa can one-shot your tank even with buffs, and then keep buffs up at all times. So I know it kind of is like a general strategy, and we'll see it in action here, but just be aware of having your buffs up at all time. Big mistakes like that can happen. Something I don't use in this video that I could have used is Refia and with Carbuncle, and then used the like Thundaga or the Bar Thundaga on my Cecil to try to make him take less damage. It's something you guys can look into to maybe could help you guys out. I learned that on stream tonight, so if you guys want to do that, you sure can. But for me, my Cecil just kept dying and I kept raising him up. So watch this, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, we're in the last part of the fight. If you guys saw through the speed jumping of the last match at the end of the Wyvern, I messed up because he did use his Needle Breath attack or whatever and left everybody really vulnerable to attacks here. And then we really need to buff up. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to have Rain buff up, use leadership here, buff everybody up. We're going to have Refia go ahead and cast Kiraja, and then we're going to have we're gonna have Cecil cast Provoke. And the problem with this part of the fight, guys, is this guy, this boss can literally one-shot your tank no matter, like, he can just one-shot your tank. So it's really rough. We're gonna cast Omnivel just to be safe here. And then we're gonna cast Meteor into Osmos on one of the little guys because, you know, we want to save as many Osmoses as we can, or Osmos. And then we are going to, I think we're just going to go ahead and do, not Point Warp, God, I'm full. We're going to do Warp Break. No, we want to kill those guys off, excuse me. We're going to use the Thunder Flash to kill off the little searchers. So we're going to do AoE damage here. So, boom, boom. I'm pretty sure Cecil's going to die here because of our mess up in the last round. We could get lucky and maybe not. Somebody else could die for all we know, but we do have our Spirit buffs, we do have our Elemental Resist buff just in case, and yeah, Cecil's down. So that's okay though, that's why we have full life, right? So we're gonna go ahead and cast full life, bring him back up. No worries there. And we're just gonna continue with what we were doing before. We're gonna do the fire damage. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the Raging Fist, to be honest, because I just want to be careful with that. We're gonna auto attack there, because in the end though, guys, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna do the whole this, and then we're gonna Osmos the big guy here, Europa, and then we're gonna cast the double Thunder Flask to try to kill off the little searchers that are still here. Okay, so we're just gonna go target him, boom, 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 and then hit with Rain 2. We should have the little guys gone. Europa should be pretty low here, guys. Europa cannot be full broken. Can take more damage from water and lightning, so I'm going to change my lightning attacks, I think. So Cecil didn't get to provoke there, and that's why everybody's kind of getting their asses whooped, but that's all right. We're going to now get provoke back on because he did die. Refi is just going to heal up, and as you can see, we actually have a lot of mana for this fight, which is pretty sweet. You know, normally if you think about a 9-round fight, it's going to be really, really rough, but I think Noctis really facilitates your ability to just do whatever you want. So we're going to do Thunder Flask again, due to the fact that the little searcher did survive with like negative HP, which kind of blaze, but it's all right. And boom, 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 boom. Doing as much damage as we can. At this point, essentially, I think this is how the fight's going to go for us, guys. Is Europa's going to one-shot Cecil. You bring him back up. He does some damage to everybody else. He's going to one-shot Cecil again. And see, this is how it's going to work. And I guess we could get unlucky and it could one-shot Cecil or one-shot somebody else, and that's going to turn into a hell on earth kind of scenario where we don't want that. We do need to go ahead and buff our team back up, so what we're going to do is, we didn't get to use Cecil's Limit Burst, so what we're going to do is we're going to go here and use an Elixir on our Rain to make sure that we can use his Leadership ability to have everything buffed. So, Elixir on Rain, boom, use Leadership, cast it on our team. That's going to do double Meteor to do as much damage as possible. And now I'm going to go ahead and use Noctis for the Warp Break ability to do a ton of damage single target. So sadly, it can't be broken down. That's one of the hard parts about this. But, you know, if we just keep chipping through it, you can see we're taking it down pretty fast. It's not as tanky as the other things. The only problem is he can do stuff like this, where he could just have killed Noctis just there, and it would have been not fun at all. But we have Provoke ready to help us. We have, you know, Kiraja to get us back up to full health. And because we have our buffs, we're in pretty good shape here. Nothing too awful. Exteth is now out of mana, though, so he's becoming a little bit useless. The mistake there was, I couldn't remember which one I'd Osmos and the little searchers, because I'm making a video stressed out a little bit. But, like, what you want to do there is if another little searcher is there, don't Osmos Europa, Osmos a little searcher, so you can get the full maximum amount of Osmos there. Again, like I said, I made a mistake and shouldn't have done that. Go ahead and Warp Break here and see how much damage we can do. I think we're good to go, right? Everything's set up? Cool. And there we go. Getting him super low. Not too bad, not too bad. And again, you guys are going to say like, oh, I was Noctis doing all the work. But hell, man, that's how this game works. Friends are your power. Kingdom Hearts, baby. And Cecil just died again. Womp womp. So we're running out of MP a little bit. But we're getting close to killing him. So I don't think it's going to be too bad for us here in a minute. He's up. Everybody's got buffs. Go ahead and use Raging Fist. We're going to use, I guess I really can't use anything with COD, but auto attack. We're going to use Jump. Point Warp to get our mana back with Noctis, and then we're going to use a Limit Burst from Exteth. We might be able to do the kill with an Esper here, and maybe get that achievement too, I'm unsure. So, Wave Cannon. Well, Rain's dead, right? Nope. Rain lived! Wow! Oh, wow! Amazing. Alright, so we're going to buff up with the Sacred Guard ability. We didn't use, what I was trying to say, we didn't use Provoke there, but again, we're hitting the straw's end here. We're running out of mana with everyone. And so it's going to be a little more rough than what we were into before. Let's go ahead and have Rain use an Elixir on Exteth so we have some mana to make sure we get through this. And use Double Meteor to make sure we do massive amounts of damage. That may have been a waste, but again, for video's sake, I want to make sure that I get in there and finish this. Finish him! and make sure you guys see him getting killed and stuff. So go ahead and use Meteor here. Nothing too awful. And then he's going to do his massive BS moves. At least he didn't use his plasma cannon or whatever that does the most damage. Cecil's going to provoke now, try to pull everything to him. Noctis is going to use Warp Break. Refia is going to do Kiraja on everyone, obviously. X-Death, I mean, I almost auto-attacked with X-Death there. That would have been a huge mistake. X-Death's going to do double Meteor. I'm going to have COD use Dark Messenger. Wait, no, what's on Rain? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Dark Messenger is fine. Go ahead and use the Raging Fist, and we'll see what happens here, and see if we kill him and get the Esper one. I might have been a little off there. We'll see this awesome animation, see if this counts as killing it. I'm unsure if we're gonna actually knock it out this round, which would suck if we didn't. Ooh, it's so close. Please let this last meteor kill it. Now, does this count? Because is it even dead? Okay, it's dead. So we did get it. Thank goodness. Now that counts, right? Because it was in the last bit of damage, or does the Diablos or the Esper summoning actually have to be the last thing that you do? So let's see. This is something actually I need to learn, because most of the time I'm unsure on that, but I did use it in the last attack to kill him on that last turn. So I think maybe if you calculate it in the last turn is how it is. Let's find out. Nope, so it didn't work. Defeat Europa with an Esper, so it has to be the last actual attack, it looks like, which is pretty rough, but that's all right. We'll get in here. I don't even know how you're going to clear it without an ally being KO'd. That just seems insane to me. Possibly could happen, but Europa really even one-shots a Cecil with tons of HP and stuff with buffs, so that's going to be weird. But yeah, that's how you guys take down this trial. I hope it wasn't too long and boring, but I wanted to show you the ins and outs of the fights. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you killed this boss, or if you're having troubles or anything like that. Maybe the community can help you, and subscribe for future content. Another thing I want to say, guys, is this team comp is just, you know, my own sample team comp. These strategies are just my own. I'm trying to help you guys with. Feel free to go out there and do your own research, build your own teams, read some stuff on different websites, you know, become a knowledgeable player on your own. I try to give you guys the best information I can, but sometimes I make mistakes, as you saw in this video, and sometimes I'm wrong, like with Odin not coming out in this last patch because Gumi's stupid. So just keep that aware of that, and yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.